Please remember that futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I author in my weekly written reports. Prices shown on charts and quote bars are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. If you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your computer screen. Welcome, traders. I'm Boyd Baker, and thanks for tuning in to my Futures and Options Update. Today is Thursday, February 18th at about 3 p.m. A lot has transpired in the financial markets. This is a special February update on the financial markets. Let's jump right in because there's a lot going on. First of all, in the S&P market, well, we know what happened in January. It's a precipitous decline in the stock market. This is the S&Ps. At the end of the year, we were trading around 2,100 in the March S&Ps. Big time decline going down to 1,800 in the S&Ps. Now, the last couple of days, it looks like the market is finding traction here. There's reasons that we'll show on other charts here. This market's put together 3-4 nice days on the S&Ps. But you really have to get, in my opinion, above this neckline. And that breakout here is about 1940. It's a very important number there on the March S&P. If you can trade up and over this 1940, I wouldn't be surprised that we can go back up and challenge this 2000 area, maybe the 1985 low here. But if we can get through this neckline, wouldn't be surprised to see a challenge back up here. Support should come back down into the marketplace, in my opinion, right around that 1885 area. Now, with that big decline in the stock market here, you saw a lot of other things transpired. You had a flight to quality in the bond market. So when the stocks were breaking, a lot of people were going out and buying the bond market. I think now you can make a strong case that this 171, 172 high in March bonds, that could be finally a near-term top in the bond market. Now, I know that's been a long time coming. Many people thought that when the Fed started a tightening policy, and this goes back into December on the 16th, there was the Fed rate hike, and we saw a small decline. But then as the economy softened, the whole point about whether or not we'd get 4 rate hikes, we'd be lucky to get a couple of rate hikes now. I think that's part of the reason why we saw this big surge in bond prices going up. Now, is a top in place? If we can break this trend line and get below this 18-day average, so there's a lot of support going on there as I see it right in that 163, 164 area. If the market breaks that, I think we can make a case that the bond market finally has topped out. We'll see. Now, also a big-time flight to quality happened in the gold market. Gold's been the real winner here so far in 2016. It's a big drop in the stock market, the flight to quality in bonds. You had a flight to quality in gold as economies overseas were slowing down. There was concerns about our interest rate policy, what might be a potential recession here in the U.S. You saw gold market move from 1,050 up to 1,264 on that high. So that's a big time move in gold here, really in the past 2 months. But be careful here because that chart tells one story, but when we look at a weekly chart, this tells another story, in my opinion, that you're coming up into a longer-term downtrend line. So there's that $200 plus move, but really all that you're doing is knocking up right into this overhead resistance at that 1250, 1260 area. So be careful chasing after gold in these areas here. If you can break out above that and then get a pullback, that might be a different situation. But my concern here is that gold might have a near-term top. Indeed, if the stock market finds traction down here, the bond market starts to decline, wouldn't be surprised that we see this near-term high hold in gold. Now, all of this is related to crude oil prices and what's going on in crude. This has been the biggest story in the financial markets here for the last couple of months. As you've seen gas prices coming down to very low levels, $1.39 here in the Chicagoland area. And what's going on in crude oil prices? Well, crude oil has had a precipitous decline, as we all know, and everybody's asking, where is the bottom going to be in crude oil? Well, you can make a case, at least here in the April crude oil chart, that a double bottom is forming down here near the $29 area. We talked about this before, that if crude oil got below $30, it might find traction in the high 20s, and it has. And so what's transpired here is you had a move up here to about $36, a move back down to challenge the lows. We didn't take out the lows. And just here today, you're trying to get this market up and through what I see as a longer-term downtrend. That's about a 3-month, 4-month downtrend line. Now, this might be a false breakout. We'll see. The last couple of days, the reason why this market has been going up, so you've heard about the Saudis and Russia talking about freezing production, not production cuts, but just freezing production at all-time highs. Don't know how bullish that is. But what it's done is it's helped to support crude oil, at least in the time being. You feel that crude oil prices are going to find support down into the $30 area. There are a lot of strategies that you can implement, particularly with options. I'd be happy to help advise you on that. Simply call me here at 866-973-2079. I'd be happy to speak with you on any of these markets and devise option strategies for you. I'd be happy to also send you along a free guide on options trading. This is put together by the CME Group. It'll cover a lot of introductory aspects on options trading. Excellent guide. I'll shoot it out to you as an email. And if you give me a call here, we'll sign you up for my free weekly futures and options update where you'll get specific recommendations. Have a great day. And if you have any questions, all means, call me 866-973-2079.